Hey friends, welcome to your reading all about your next big source of income. Let's find out what it is. Is it a surprised offer? Is it a creative idea? Or something the universe is about to bring your way? This is perfect for anyone who is feeling a shift in their financial path and for anyone who is wanting clarity or calling in abundance. If you are new to Pick a Card readings, here's how it works. The first thing that you're going to do here is you are going to pick the pile or the crystal that you are the most intuitively drawn to. So we have pile 1 here with Pyrite. We have pile 2 here with Chrysocolla. We have pile 3 here with Tree Agate. And then we have pile 4 here with Malachite. You can choose one pile, you can choose more than one pile, or you can choose all of them. It is totally up to you. But when you're ready, go to the description, find the timestamp that's linked to your pile, and then you can skip ahead to your reading. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the inside. Hey, pile 1. Hey, friends. So let's talk about your next big source of income. First, let's do an energy check. Let's get your current vibe. If what I'm about to say sounds like you and your situation, then this is your pile. But if it doesn't, then you might want to check out another pile. So this is the Page of Wands in reverse. So this can talk about hesitation. It can talk about false starts, scattered energy, creative blocks. It could be like a fear of putting yourself out there. So pile 1, I wonder if some of you here feel like you've been holding back your spark. Maybe this looks like you having a big idea for a project or an offer, but then not taking the first step. Or maybe some of you here feel like you're getting distracted. Maybe you feel like you're losing momentum, or maybe you feel like you're second guessing yourself. I wonder if some of you here are excited about something new, but then you immediately wonder if it's too much or if you're ready for it. So, for example, maybe some of you here want to start offering a paid creative workshop, but you keep tweaking the idea and never launch it. Maybe you were about to apply to some exciting opportunity, but then you backed out last minute. We also have receiving. This one says opening self to worthiness. Wow. Okay. So this is bringing up things like self-worth, things like feminine receptivity, abundance mindset. You're learning to believe that good things can come to you, not just through hard work. So pile 1, you are being asked to soften, to open, and to really let the universe bless you. So for example, maybe some of you here are going to be saying yes when somebody offers to pay you more than you expected. Maybe some of you here are going to be applying to a dream gig, even if you feel underqualified. Maybe some of you here are going to be practicing receiving compliments or gifts or help without feeling guilty. So let's talk about your next big source of income. What is it? Is it a job or a business, creativity, an opportunity, a relationship? Let's get specific. So we have the 9 of Hedgehogs here. This is the 9 of Pentacles. Seriously, this is one of my favorite cards in the tarot. It represents things like self-sufficiency, luxury, really enjoying the fruits of your labor. And it can also talk about entrepreneurial reward. So your next big source of income is tied to your independence and your personal talents. I feel like this is likely something that you do on your own or that you do solo, and it gives you a sense of elegance and autonomy. Maybe some of you here launch your own offer, right? Like tarot sessions or art or products or coaching or content. Maybe some of you here want to monetize a personal brand, whether this is YouTube or a podcast or writing or, digital products. I feel like some of you here could be getting like passive income from investments or real estate. Maybe some of you here want to dive into some sort of freelance or contract role that gives you lots of freedom, but it's good pay. We also have crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. So with this, I feel like the next source of income is going to come after you let go of a limiting identity or a role. It's going to come when you heal past financial wounds and failures. It's also going to come when you reconnect with your authentic voice and value. So for example, maybe you want to leave behind a draining 9-to-5 job and you want to transition into consulting. Or maybe some of you here want to restart your Etsy shop after spending years away from it, but this time you have a lot more clarity and confidence, and you have all the lessons that you gained when you did this in the past. Let's talk about why this is aligned with your path. We have the 6 of Flowers, and so this is the 6 of Wands. This represents things like victory, things like public recognition, leadership, being seen and being celebrated. So I really do feel like this income source puts you in the spotlight and it rewards your resilience. So pile one, you're meant to be noticed and appreciated for your unique talents. Maybe some of you here have a blog or a YouTube channel that finally takes off. Maybe some of you here have clients that start referring you because your work truly stands out. Or, maybe some of you here are offered a promotion or a contract because of your leadership. We also have Netcaster. This one says preparations come to fruition. Wow. So pile one, I feel like it's about casting your net wide. This is really about expanding your vision in some way. You're entering a season of abundance and visibility where there's going to be multiple opportunities flowing to you. So for example, maybe you post a project on social media and unexpectedly some sort of brand reaches out to partner with you. Or maybe you reach out to a few contacts and one of them offers you a new gig. So I want to talk about what you can do to better receive this big source of income, this next big source of income. We have the world here. So this represents completion, integration, global expansion, a graduation of some sort. So pile one, you are wrapping up some sort of cycle in your life and you have to allow yourself to close this old chapter. So maybe this involves you publishing or launching something that's been in the works. I feel like some of you here are going to be letting go of perfectionism or like the fear of being done. I feel like for some of you here, you could be embracing a more global, far-reaching audience or strategy. So some real life examples here could be finishing that course or book and finally launching it, or starting to accept clients internationally, or applying for a program that helps you scale your impact. We also have walking staff. This one says support and encouragement. So pile one, you're not meant to do this alone, right? It's okay for you to seek or accept help. I feel like encouragement or mentorship or community is key to fully stepping into this next level. Maybe some of you here are going to partner with a business coach or a mastermind. Maybe some of you here are going to ask your audience what they want and then co-create offers. Maybe you're going to let a friend cheerlead you into finally launching your product or your course. Sorry, pile one, if you hear extra noise in the background, I have my dog with me here and he is like in a mood. He's just like chewing everything up. So if you hear crunching away in the background, that's him. Okay, so overall here, pile one, your next big source of income is likely going to be some sort of like creative, personal brand or business or venture. Maybe it's going to be something that you do solo, but it's going to let you shine. It's going to let you be seen, right? You're going to allow other people to support and encourage you. I feel like it's going to be something that has deep personal meaning for you, right? It's going to offer you a lot more independence. I think that it's going to be born out of healing and courage and really completing this chapter, right? And I think that this next big source of income is going to bring in support and an audience and visibility. So pile one, so you're moving from fear of starting into claiming your worth and being celebrated. So I feel like this is absolutely beautiful. I want to pull from like our bag of fortunes here. Let's find out more for pile one. Okay, so we have go forth and trust the journey you're on. Wow. Okay, so go forth and trust the journey you're on. So I really feel like this is another reminder for you to take that first step, right? Like your ideas are only ideas when they're in your head, right? But in order to make them real, in order to see them and manifest them into your external reality, you have to take that first step. You have to go forth and trust the journey that you're on. And I really do feel like this journey is a creative one. So yes, let's also roll some astro dice to get more information about pile one's next big source of income. Okay, so we have the sun in Gemini in the third house. With the sun and Gemini in the third house here, I feel like your next big source of income is likely to come from communication-based work. So think things like writing, speaking, teaching, social media, sales, content creation, anything that allows you to express that ability to share ideas clearly, to adapt quickly, and to connect with others, because I feel like this is what's going to attract lucrative opportunities for you, especially in digital or local community-based platforms. So yes, thank you so much, Pile 1. I hope that this was fun. If it was and it resonates, please give this video a like. Comment below with what came up for you. I love to connect and chat with you all in the comments. Share this with someone in need of encouragement today, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. If you love readings on money and finances, check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I have a playlist dedicated to this topic specifically. So I'm wishing you the best day ahead, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye, Pile 1. Love y'all. Hey, Pile 2. Hey, friends. Welcome to your reading all about your next big source of income. So let's first get an energy check-in. Let's get your current vibe. If what I'm about to say sounds like you and your situation, then this is your pile. But if it doesn't sound like you, then you might want to check out another pile. So the first card that we have here is the Star. This represents hope. Things like healing, things like divine guidance, spiritual renewal. It can talk about inspiration after going through some sort of hardship. So I feel like this talks about your vulnerability and your intuition, and kind of like that alchemizing between your intuition and like logic, right? I feel like this represents balance between your inner and outer world. So with this, I feel like you are aligned with your true self, Pile 2. The universe sees your healing and it wants to reward your authenticity. So for example, maybe you're starting to believe in yourself again after a season of loss or burnout or doubt. Maybe you've recently returned to spiritual practices, things like journaling, using tarot or oracle, going to therapy, meditating, anything that reconnects you to hope. Pile 2, I feel like you're drawn to help others because you've healed something in yourself. We also have self-trust. This one says building safety with yourself. I feel like this represents your inner safety, emotional regulation, trusting your own judgment. I think this is a restoration of confidence, Pile 2. I feel like you've worked really hard to create this very protected space within yourself where your inner child or your true self feels seen and safe and honored. I think that instead of outsourcing your validation, Pile 2, you're learning to anchor into your own truth and your intuition. So, for example, maybe some of you here have stopped asking others what they think before you act, right? So you're trusting your own instincts. Or maybe some of you here have set better boundaries, even with the people that you love, right? So that you can protect your peace. I just feel like you're healing patterns of self-betrayal by making choices that support your long-term wellness. So what is your next big source of income, right? Is it a job? Is it a business, creativity, opportunity, a relationship? Let's get really specific. So we have the Knight of Hedgehogs here, and this is the Knight of Pentacles. So this represents responsibility, routine, patience, consistency, slow growth. It can talk about earthy work. So I think that right now you're probably not like rushing, right? You're surveying the land, you're planning for longevity. I feel like your next income stream is something that's steady and reliable. So it would be important to be diligent and responsible and grounded. So for example, maybe some of you here return to some sort of tried and true method or skill, whether this is teaching or in real estate or coaching or in writing. I feel like you're going to grow something consistently. Maybe some of you here invest time into a daily routine that slowly but surely builds your wealth, right? Whether this is YouTube or blogging or a gardening business. Maybe some of you here choose a new job or an opportunity that isn't flashy, but it's stable and it's structured and it builds credibility. We also have grounding. I love this. I love that this comes on the heels of the Knight of Pentacles. So it says, go deep, explore your roots. So to me, this represents stability, ancestry, nature connection, practical focus, root chakra healing. I don't know if any of you have been seeing symbolism around like tree roots or red earth or body wisdom or any sort of like ancestral knowledge, right? These are signs from the universe reminding you to stay grounded, to stay rooted. So your next income opportunity is not only grounded in reality, but it's tied to your past and your values and even your lineage is what I'm hearing. So I wonder if some of you here monetize a craft that's passed down from your family or your childhood. I don't know if some of you are into herbal remedies or art, food, storytelling. I wonder if some of you here maybe want to like establish a business based on your own core values, right? Whether this is community or healing or consistency. Maybe some of you here want to work with the earth, things like gardening, landscaping, nature walks, eco-conscious products, right? Let's talk about why this is aligned with your path. We have the One of Teacups. This is the Ace of Cups. So this represents emotional fulfillment. It can talk about spiritual connection, creativity, new love, a renewal of some sort. So I feel like this is an invitation for you to let love and inspiration flow within you, pile 2. You are being offered a path that fills your heart and not just your pockets, right? What is that? Like a win-win is what I keep hearing. I feel like it's aligned with love, right? Not just money and prestige, although I do believe that's coming as well. So maybe some of you here launch a service that makes you feel truly connected to others, like coaching, energy healing, mentoring. Maybe some of you here open your heart to receive, not just financially, but emotionally, right? So clients, relationships, support in some way. Maybe some of you here meet a person or a team who emotionally gets you and wants to co-create something beautiful. We also have Sky Bridge. This one says possibility for union. This represents like a bridge between dimensions or timelines or, partnerships, things like union, things like fate. I feel like there's something that seemed distant, but now it's going to be within reach. So your dreams and your current reality are aligning. A new partnership or union or opportunity is going to bridge the gap for you. So for example, maybe some of you here want to collaborate with someone who helps your creative or your business ideas come to life. Maybe some of you here are stepping into a union, whether this is professional or romantic, that uplifts your soul and opens doors. Maybe some of you here feel like something that once felt far away is suddenly available, right? Like moving or being seen or gaining recognition. So let's talk about what you need to do to receive this, right? What can you do to better receive this next big source of income? We have the One of Flowers. So this is the Ace of Wands. This talks about inspiration, initiative, raw creative power, and new beginnings. So this is a spark of creative energy or some sort of divine download. This is your reminder to take aligned action, pile 2. Something new wants to be born through you, whether this is an idea or a product or a shift. So for example, maybe some of you here receive a creative nudge to build something new, right? So like start a podcast, offer a new service, write your book. Maybe some of you here suddenly feel motivated to pivot or pursue some sort of bold, passionate vision. Maybe some of you here feel lit up, right? So this is your green light to begin, as long as you're grounded and clear. Although I'm feeling the urge to tell you to not wait till things are perfect, right? Like sometimes you're like, I gotta be grounded and clear before I do anything or take action. It's like, no, just build that into your daily practice. Take deep breaths, meditate, walk. Sometimes it's as simple as just getting enough sleep, right? Getting 8 hours of sleep, drinking water, eating, right? Like taking care of your body, your vessel. We have Cup of Tea. This one says patience and reassessment. First, I feel called to let you know, let go of wanting to capture, I don't know, I keep hearing let go of wanting to capture the whole audience, or let go of wanting to be liked by everybody, because you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And I know that this can be really tough for those of you who care about that, right? I've definitely been down that route before, and I just feel like sometimes you have to put your blinders on, and the more that you can show up and be yourself, and the more that you can stand in your authenticity, the more that the universe can help you to filter out the people that aren't for you, right? The people, places, situations that aren't aligned with your destiny. And it helps to magnetize and bring in those who are meant for you with ease, right? So I just want to say that. But I also think that this represents stillness, rest, perspective, allowing time to steep, tuning into your intuition. I feel like you don't need to rush, pile 2. You can sit with the idea, you can let it steep, you can make sure that you're acting from alignment and not anxiety. So maybe before you launch a new product or project, you take a week to pause, right? Fine tune, rest. Or instead of jumping on some sort of trend or opportunity, you slow down and assess whether it's truly meant for you. Maybe some of you here are going to be creating more intentional downtime, right? Tea rituals, walks, journaling, anything that you can do to access clarity. So Overall here, pile 2, I feel like you're entering a phase of healing and renewal. You're learning to deeply trust yourself again. I feel like your next source of income is going to come through something steady and grounded, something that's likely tied to your values, your roots, or some sort of skill that you built over time. I feel like this path is aligned for you because it's going to bring you emotional fulfillment and purpose, and this is what's going to open the door to a meaningful connection or an opportunity. So again, to receive it, follow your inspiration, but move with patience and clarity, right? Not haste. So what I want to do is pull out a little good luck fortune for pile 2. Okay, so what do you need to know? Okay, so this one says happiness is found within. Embrace it. As within, so without, right? When your inner world feels calm, secure, stable, safe, like you're having fun, that's when your outer world reflects it, right? When your inner world feels chaotic and busy and messy, we can see that in our external world as well. So focus on filling your own cup, cultivate your own joy, make sure that you are feeling good, right? We're not just here to make other people feel good. You're here to feel good and enjoy life and take care of yourself too. Let's find out more from our Astro Dice. What is pile 2's next big source of income? Okay, so we have Moon and Gemini in the 5th house. Okay, so with the Moon and Gemini in the 5th house, your next big source of income could come from creative self-expression. So again, things like writing, storytelling, performing, maybe even teaching children or content creation in entertainment, right? Like YouTube, podcasts, social media. I feel like your emotional connection to playful, expressive work can attract money when you follow what feels fun, what feels light, and what feels mentally stimulating to you. So thank you so much, pile 2. I hope that this was fun. If it was, please give it a like. Comment below with what pile you chose, with what came up for you. I love to connect with you all in the comments. Share this with someone who is in need of encouragement today, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. If you love pick a card readings on money and finances, check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I've got a playlist completely dedicated to this topic. Sending you so much love and support. Have the most beautiful day ahead. Bye, pile 2. Love y'all. Hey, pile 3. Hey, friends. Let's talk about your next big source of income. So let's first do an energy check-in. Let's get the current vibe. If what I'm about to say sounds like you and your situation, then this is your pile. If it doesn't, then you might want to check out another pile. So we have the Tower in reverse here. This can talk about avoiding or recovering from a major shakeup. Maybe some of you here feel like you've been resisting change, or you're in the process of slowly rebuilding after a personal or professional upheaval. So maybe some of you here recently left a job or a relationship and now you're regaining your footing. Maybe some of you here are tiptoeing around a needed life change, like a career pivot, out of fear of loss or disruption. I wonder if some of you here feel like you've been healing from burnout or a past disappointment, but not yet ready to fully leap into the new. We also have Purple Diamond here. This one says manifesting your dreams. So pile 3, I wonder if you feel like your thoughts and your emotions and your desires are aligning into potential reality. So this card is an encouragement to believe in your vision and take inspired action. Maybe some of you here have been visualizing a new career, dream home, or financial abundance. And so this is your sign that your manifestation power is active. Maybe some of you here want to start a journal or a vision board or some sort of ritual practice that helps you shift your internal reality. I'm feeling like some of you here have already done that. Just to speak to the power of vision boards, I was always like anti-vision boards. I was like, I don't know. I don't understand how me cutting out a bunch of photos and pasting them onto a poster board is going to help me manifest my dreams. I'm just going to go take action and do it. But the funny thing is, when you place something in your vision, and whether it's in the background or you just kind of keep it top of mind, and you're like programming your subconscious, right? And so eventually you will see that example or that manifestation come to life. So I just feel like my life has completely shifted after I'd done a vision board. I think, goodness, the last time I did a vision board was a while ago, a year and a half ago. But I got together with some girlfriends one night, and instead of doing our typical like go to dinner or like go out, we decided to vision board indoors, and it was so much fun. Like, we just had fun, we caught up, And we didn't even like really overthink it. We didn't even talk about like what we want to manifest and like, whatever. It wasn't a class presentation. It wasn't a group project. We just caught up and kikied and had fun, and we just kind of like cut out whatever intuitively came to us and we stuck it on poster board. And pile 3, I'm telling you, there's specific things on there that manifested in my life, and I'm just like, I'm still blown away. So I digress. I'm gonna step off my little soapbox there about vision boarding, but I think this is about you kind of like using whatever helps, right? Like I remember when I first got into crystals, people were like, does that even work? Or are you sure you believe in that? And I'm just like, I'm always under the impression that intention is everything, and anything that helps you to get all of your energy behind something, or anything that helps to get your that energy or that intention out there, I feel like it's very powerful. So it's like whatever works for you, right? So I just feel like together these cards are saying that you're healing from chaos or big changes, and you're realigning with your dreams. It's an integration phase where your energy is softening and becoming more focused on purpose, which is so beautiful, pile 3. Okay, so let's talk about your next big source of income. Is it a job, a business, creativity, an opportunity, a relationship? Let's get specific. The 3 of hedgehogs here. This is the 3 of pentacles. So this represents collaborative work, team effort, building something tangible with others. So maybe some of you here want to join some sort of creative or business-based project where your skills complement others. Maybe some of you here want to partner with someone on real estate or coaching, design or consulting. I also feel like this represents you getting hired or contracted for your expertise. I keep hearing like your reputation precedes you. I love this. We also have choosing your path. This one says all is possible. I keep hearing like a wide open future. You're being encouraged to take the reins and to decide boldly about something in your life, pile 3. Maybe some of you here are debating between starting your own business or taking a new job offer. Maybe some of you here are considering relocation, changing industries, choosing a soul-aligned path that once felt out of reach. Pile 3, you're allowed to choose the road less traveled and succeed. I remember when I was first leaving my 9-to-5 and moving into self-employment, I was terrified. And I kept telling myself like, okay, like give it a year and then maybe you'll just go back, right? Give yourself a year off to figure it out, and then maybe you'll just go back to your safe 9-to-5. Pile 3, it's been, let's see, gosh, it's been almost 8 years? I think it's 7. It's been 7 years of being self-employed. And when I looked back on like my tax filings, right? My annual, what is it called? Like when you file your taxes every year. Wow. Anyway, when I looked back on my, like my tax return summary and saw how much I made each year, I'm like, I literally matched my salary or made more every single year being self-employed. So this is to say that like your next big source of income is going to come from some sort of path that you choose, something that lights you up, right? So let's talk about why this is aligned with your path. We have the 5 of teacups here. This is the 5 of cups. So this can talk about emotional disappointment, but also the potential to turn around and see what still remains. So maybe some of you here have experienced loss or disillusionment in previous jobs or previous ventures. Maybe some of you here are still carrying grief around a past effort that didn't work out as planned. I feel like you're learning how to not dwell on what's gone wrong, and that's the key to your growth and your evolution. We also have benefactor. This one says grace and generosity. So support is around you, pile 3, both spiritually and practically. You're being asked to both receive and give with an open heart. So maybe some of you here have some sort of mentor or coworker show up for you when you least expect it. Maybe some of you here are being seen as a guide to others because of the wisdom you've gained from setbacks. Maybe this is representative of generosity, either from you or from others or both, that becomes the bridge to your next opportunity. So pile 3, your past struggles have shaped your empathy, it's shaped your discernment, and this new path is aligned because it allows you to heal others or create with grace and turn past pain into purpose. So you have a really beautiful heart, a really generous, loving heart, and you have steady hands, and this is what your gifts are. So let's talk about what you can do to better receive this next big source of income. We have temperance. So this represents balance, patience, moderation, integrating the mind and the body and the spirit. So pile 3, don't rush. Take time to blend your talents, your energy, and your experiences. You can do this at your own pace, you know, like I keep hearing, slow and steady wins the race. Work-life balance matters. You can't pour from an empty cup, pile 3. So be sure to take care of yourself. Like, I mean it. I know I mean it, but like I keep feeling that urge from spirit to be like, I mean it. Take care of yourself, whatever that means to you. This is also you prioritizing harmony in relationships and collaborations and allowing this opportunity to flourish for you. We also have salt. It says protection, banishing energy. This is the time to clear energetic clutter, pile 3. This is the time to release toxic connections, any sort of limiting beliefs. It could be really important for you to smudge your space, cleanse with salt, practice energetic boundaries. This is your call to walk away from environments that could make you doubt your worth. This is you saying no to anything that drains your energy, even if it looks good or successful or tempting, right? So you're going to receive your next source of income when you protect your peace, when you pace yourself, and when you release the old doubts or the ties that keep you small, pile 3. It's time for you to create space to attract what you really want. So again, pile 3, you are healing from some sort of big shift and you're getting aligned with your higher desires. Your manifesting energy is on the rise. Your next big source of income, I feel like it's going to be a collaborative, creative, or business partnership, but it's going to be something that you consciously choose. I think that because of your past disappointments, it's given you a lot of, again, emotional intelligence and grace, and you are actually ready now to lead or support other people who may have been through the same experiences that you have. You can teach them how to thrive, pile 3. So remember, cleanse your energy, put those boundaries down, stay grounded, blend your experiences, go slowly, have patience. So the next thing I want to do here is I would love to let's pull a bag for you here. Maybe that's no mistake. Maybe you're about to get the whole bag. Okay, but let's pull a fortune for you. This one says persist, focus, and don't quit. It's time for you to lock in, pile 3. Many of you here have had some sort of dream that you've been sitting on. It's time to go for it. Lock in, persist, focus, and don't quit. I also want to roll some astro dice. I'll roll some astro dice to find out more about pile 3's next big source of income. Okay, so we have the sun in Libra in the 9th house. Okay, so with the sun in Libra in the 9th house here, your next big source of income may come from, again, partnerships or collaborations, maybe within like higher education, law, publishing, travel, maybe even like coaching or mentorship. Pile 3, you're meant to shine by sharing balanced perspectives, maybe even aesthetic insight, or maybe using your diplomatic skills in some way on a broader stage. Maybe this is through online courses, legal work, maybe international business, could be even like spiritual or philosophical teaching. So I just want you to keep thinking global, relational, and anything that is intellectually refined. So thank you so much, pile 3. I hope that this was fun for you. If it was, please give it a like. Please comment below with what came up for you, with what pile you chose. I love to connect with you all in the comments. Share this with someone who is in need of encouragement today, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. If you love pick a card readings on money and finances, check out my channel, Title Tarot. I've got a playlist completely dedicated to this topic. I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful day ahead, and I'll see you on the next reading. Bye, pile 3. Bye, friends. Hey, pile 4. Hey, friends. Welcome to your reading. Let's talk about your next big source of income. First, I would love to do an energy check. Let's get the current vibe. If what I'm about to say sounds like you and your situation, then this is your pile. But if it doesn't, then you might want to check out another pile. So we have Justice in reverse here. This can represent imbalance. It can talk about a lack of accountability, unfair situations, maybe even like inner conflict. So pile 4, I don't know if some of you here are feeling off center. possibly doubting whether things are fair or questioning decisions made by you or other people. Maybe there's some sort of avoidance around taking full responsibility or speaking your truth in some way. So for example, maybe some of you here are giving more than you receive in a professional relationship because you haven't spoken up. Maybe some of you here are procrastinating on making a decision because you're afraid of the consequences. Maybe some of you here are unsure about whether to trust someone, or whether to trust yourself due to past betrayals or past errors, right? We also have pink fruit, realizing your dreams. This represents fertility, self-actualization. There's a ripeness around you, Pile 4. Your dreams are actually ready to materialize, but maybe you have a mindset right now that is blocking it in some way. So this is the card that reminds you that your vision can become real. So for example, maybe some of you here are closer than you think to launching a dream business, or maybe you've been visualizing a creative goal, right? Like a book, design career, or a move abroad. And I feel like maybe signs keep showing up for you. Maybe some of you here are pregnant with potential, right? Literally or figuratively, and you just need to stop doubting yourself. Let's talk about your next big source of income. What is it, right? Is it a job, a business, creativity, an opportunity, a relationship? Let's get specific. We have the One of Spears. This is the Ace of Swords. This can talk about a breakthrough, mental clarity, new ideas, maybe the truth being revealed in some way. So I feel like your next income opportunity is going to come from a powerful idea or a new way of thinking, Pile 4. I'm sorry for like the clicking noises in the background, Pile 4. I have my dog with me here and he is like running amok, chewing up his toys, doing all sorts of things, but we keep going, right? So for example, maybe some of you here pitch a bold new idea and you land a client or a job. Maybe some of you here launch a blog or YouTube or a course that starts making money from your insight. I wonder if some of you here start speaking your truth in a negotiation and you get a better offer. Maybe some of you here have a business idea that cuts through confusion and it suddenly clicks. We also have discovering truth. It says you stand in the light of truth. So this is you having self-awareness, seeing clearly, right? Not having any more illusions. I feel like the income will come when you fully step into your truth, Pile 4, and you share that truth with others. I keep hearing authenticity is going to be your magnet. So maybe some of you here share your story online and you connect with a loyal audience. Maybe some of you here realize that a current job doesn't align with your values, and so you pivot to something more purposeful. Maybe some of you here become a coach or a guide or an educator for others who are trying to find clarity because you've lived it before. Let's talk about why this is aligned with your path. We have the Queen of Hedgehogs. This is the Queen of Pentacles. So this represents practical abundance, nurturing, having this grounded leadership. So this income stream aligns because it allows you to be resourceful, it allows you to be nurturing, and it allows you to be stable. I feel like this is something that's going to provide you with long-term security. So maybe some of you here start a business from home and you create this side hustle that supports your family and your values. Maybe you're seen as the go-to person in your field for your dependability and your care. I keep hearing not everybody else cares in the way that you do, and that's very beautiful, right? It's like that authenticity, that integrity. Maybe some of you here find a way to monetize something domestic or healing, maybe like interior design, herbal wellness, intuitive readings. We also have a tidy house. It says clarity and organization. To me, this represents cleaning up your inner and outer world so that you can make room for the blessings to come in. So Pile 4, you are on the right path because this new income source comes from, or maybe brings clear structure, peace, and groundedness to you. So for example, maybe you streamline your business or life and you attract new clients. Maybe some of you here let go of chaos and then suddenly you're more productive and more profitable. Maybe some of you here declutter your space and you feel emotionally lighter, which attracts better opportunities. So let's talk about what you can do to better receive this next big source of income. We have the 10 of Spears in reverse. This is the 10 of Swords in reverse. So this is the 10 of Swords in reverse. And so in order for you to receive the next big source of income, I feel like some of you here are going to be working through releasing past failures or betrayals. right? Letting go of the belief that things always end painfully or things always happen in a bad way, right? This is also you embracing recovery and new beginnings. You're at the end of a painful cycle and healing is key. It's going to be time for you to shift your mindset, stop mentally replaying this worst case scenario, start envisioning what can go right instead. And I feel like this is you taking action from a place of self-worth, not defeat. When this card shows up in reverse, it invites us to rise again, but this time more wise, more clear, and ready. So I feel like your next income opportunity is going to come when you stop identifying with rock bottom and you start showing up as if the worst is behind you, because it is, right? We also have broom. It says energy clearing, freshening. So again, the themes here are like releasing, cleansing, beginning anew. I feel like spiritual, emotional, and physical clearing is something that's required to make room for this new income stream like we spoke about earlier. So for example, again, maybe you literally clean your home and you feel energetically revived. Maybe you detox from social media, overthinking, or toxic connections. Maybe you perform some sort of energy clearing ritual, whether this is smoke, salt, or a prayer to remove mental or emotional blocks. Overall here, Pile 4, I just feel like right now you're feeling a bit off balance, like something isn't quite fair or aligned, and it's creating a lot of internal doubt. But underneath that is a strong, really ripe dream like we spoke about earlier, and it's ready to come to life. You're closer than you think, and your next big source of income will come from some sort of breakthrough idea, something clear, honest, something that's very much rooted in your truth. Maybe this involves writing, speaking, teaching, or any sort of form of clear communication or insight. I feel like this aligns with your path because, again, it allows you to be grounded, nurturing, and practical. And I feel like it's not only going to offer security for you, but it's going to offer security for others too. Your kids, your loved ones, right? Your community. It also brings more peace and organization into your life. Now, in order to receive it, remember, let go of unnecessary burdens or old energy. It's time to clean house emotionally, mentally, and maybe even physically, right? So you don't have to carry it all. It's time for you to make space for what really matters. This is a moment of release and renewal, Pile 4, and if you clear the path, what you've been dreaming of will finally start to take form. So let's pull a fortune out of our bag of fortunes. Pile 4. Notice the love in yourself and around you every day. Wow. This reminds me of like the whole conversation about like noticing triggers versus glimmers. So when you notice your triggers, it's like you notice the things that piss you off or the things that really get you going in a bad way. But when you notice glimmers, those are like positive things that you look out for. You're affirming good things in your life. So like, wow, my child woke up with a smile on their face and they got to school on time. Hey, that's a win. That's a glimmer. When I was driving to school, there was no traffic. That's a glimmer, right? I think it's just noticing the love, noticing the glimmers around yourself. And I feel like that's what magnetizes and attracts more of that into your life. Let's also roll some astro dice. Let's get more information about Pile 4's next big source of income. So we have Saturn in Aquarius in the 6th house. With Saturn in Aquarius in the 6th house here, your next big source of income may come through things like structured, innovative service work. So think things like tech, health, things like systems design, anything that has to do with socially conscious organizations. I feel like long-term income is going to come through disciplined daily routines, things like problem solving, improving systems, especially as it has to do with using technology or progressive thinking. So Pile 4, you might build wealth slowly but steadily through some sort of mastery of a specialized skill or becoming a trusted expert in your niche. So thank you so much, Pile 4. I hope this video was fun. I hope that it resonates. Please give it a like if it does. Comment below with what pile you chose or with what came up for you. I love to connect with you all in the comments. Share this with someone in need of encouragement today and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. If you love pick a card readings on money and finances, check out my channel, Title Tarot. I've got a playlist completely dedicated to this topic, and I'm sending you so much love, and have a beautiful day ahead, and I'll see you on the next reading. Bye, Pile 4. Bye, friends.